Yeah, I think it's a long time ago that was the beginning for this project. And I think it started in 1964, 65, when an Austrian fell in love with the Kurdish mountains, fell in love with Kurdistan and the Kurdish people. It was Werner Finke, an Austrian who studied social anthropology and wanted to make his dissertation about the Kurdish mountain life, about the transhumance, about living in Zozan. Unfortunately, Werner Finke did never finish his PhD, but he was almost every year coming to Kurdistan, to Bakur, to make documentations, to be with the people, to go with them to the mountains, to collect also audio recordings, to make documentary films, and to collect for the Ethnographic Museum in Vienna. Werner Finke passed away, unfortunately, after a car accident, so his material was never shown. It was, I think, just 2 or 3% of the images were published up till now. And I knew Werner Finke from an exhibition project from 1992. And I was wondering where his material is, where his legacy is. So his sister made a present, a huge present to our institute to allow that the material is stored with us, that we have the whole copyright. And then another person comes into play. It is Mehmet Emir. Mehmet Emir is a photographer, an artist. He is a Kurd from Dersim, and he saw parts of this collection. And we were trying many years to find possibilities to show and to process this collection and to proceed in a scientific but also in an arts-based way. And Mehmet Emir himself is an artist, so he depicted his village of origin also more than 30 years. He's staying in Vienna, he's also working now at the Academy of Sciences. Yeah, and then we had the great opportunity from the Austrian Science Funds to process both materials and to be in a research project which is called Arts-Based Research. It's a PAIC program, termed as that, so that we can work on the digitization of this collection. And what we did not want to do is to show this collection and say this is Kurdish culture, because it's historic. And our idea was to connect it with current challenges, with the Kurdish transnation, how Kurds and non-Kurdish people see this collection, how they bring in their own stories, their own experiences of migration, of refuge. Yeah, and then Daro comes into play. So we know Daro for a long time, so since the 1980s, when we were young in Vienna. Yeah, therefore we contacted him whether he would like to join us. So we are a team of 5 people. So Mehmet Emir is responsible for the digitization project, because the whole collection of Finke has around 30,000 images from 1964-65 to 2000, and also audio recordings, raw documentary films. And then we have Eva Stockinger, who is responsible for the data management. So our intention is to have an open access to all these photographs and materials, so that it is a kind of a digital way of giving back the material. We have Eva Kolm, who is responsible for the workshops, and two student collaborators who are writing their first articles on that. Yeah, and we have also connections to the communities where Werner Finke worked a long time. This is mainly around Beteschepap. And where we did also a kind of interventions or bringing back of the material. Yeah, and I think that our idea and our main aim is to work also with cultural heritage. But cultural heritage not seen as a kind of a preservation, you put it in a box and that's it. But I mean, all our culture is something which is always changing, which is developing, so that we have this collection, and it should be worked on, that we can show how it is connected to the current challenges, to current trends and developments, for example, with environmental issues, which are so important here, and with transgenerational transmission, so that the next generations have also this access or these possibilities to approach the history of the Kurdish mountain lives, for example. As we wanted to depict these Kurdish transnational developments and bring in various voices from Kurdistan, from various diasporic settings. So we organized all in all 8 workshops. 2 in Vienna, 3 in Vienna, 1 in Graz, the second largest city, the third one in Bregenz, which is on the border to Switzerland and Germany, and then 1 in Hamburg, 1 in Paris, this one in Sulemania. So to collect as many voices as possible. Of course, there would have been a lot of more places where we should have organized workshops, but we are also limited in our resources, on our sources. So yes, this one is part of a larger program of workshops, but it is different from all the other workshops we had. I mean, I always wanted to be in art, so I tried to also to study art, but I think, yeah, at the end it did not work out, and I ended up in social anthropology. So I've always, or I had always, a great love and dedication to the work of art in general, and therefore, this combination of scientific work and art is also a great opportunity for me personally, because I'm bringing together what I really love. The idea to work in this way is that there is a new, not only in Austria, this new program and doing something in arts-based research, but I think it is internationally a new way of how to bring together social sciences and art, and also working with art as a third way in working scientifically. Yeah, so this connection, Patricia Levy, a very important scientist in arts-based research, said besides quantitative research, so doing statistics and besides qualitative research, working with narratives and oral history, arts-based research might be a third way to approach a topic, to do a research on a topic. And also what I find it very, very important herein is that we are not working on, or the outcomes are not articles or books, but the outcomes are artworks, so that we also bring back this knowledge to the broader public. So coming back to the project, the main idea was to invite artists for each workshop so that he or she can work with the selected public. So whoever wanted to be in was invited, and to screen the collection and to have an idea of how to represent it. These questions of representation was crucial for us in several topics. So we formulated 5 topics which are interesting for us, which is environment, gender, material culture, transgenerational transmission, yeah, and
mobility as well.
and mobility, yeah. Thank you. And so that we have also a kind of a, not a comparison, but a common parenthesis for all the artworks. So the workshops were very different, and in some there were people integrated which had never ever done something in art. In the others there were artists from various fields integrated, for example in Hamburg. In other workshops there were 5 people who are studying art in a broader sense. In Paris was that. And I mean the workshop here was very special because it happened via Zoom. So Dara was our main contact here, who organized everything, and our team came in via several Zoom meetings. In the other workshops we were present there, so we could accompany the whole process. And of course this workshop here was very, very different because Daro, as an artist and a curator, invited artists. And what was a wonderful idea, and all our artists for all the workshops were informed that we do not expect results. We expect the process of exchange, the process of discussion, and if there is an outcome as an artwork, we are happy, and if not, then the process is important. Yeah, and here is a wonderful outcome. It was the process, very, very amazing, and I have never expected, and our whole team has never expected that such an outcome will be from one workshop. So. What was so amazing for us, and we did not expect that from the beginning, so when we show these photographs and images from Werner Finke and from Mehmet Emir, from the 1960s, 70s of Kurdistan, we did not expect that people are touched so emotionally. Yeah, so these exchange about their feelings, about their experiences, were incredible during these processes. So I think art can have can open a way of how to discuss, how to work through also all the experiences, the emotions the people have, and bring it in, and also bring it to a kind of a level so that there is a result where they can connect with. And I think this is also very, very difficult if you are just writing a book or just writing an article. First of all, to make a research in such an emotional field, and then you have an outcome as a paper which is related to the academic world but not the public. And what is here now is that it is the outcomes, all these processes of working with emotions, working with critical topics, working with critical topics in the sense of what is necessary today. Yeah, so that artworks can really show that to the broader public. So I think there are many processes in this connection between social sciences and artwork, which is a benefit for the broader public. And I think what we made also with the project here and in general is to transgress this ethnic or national or I don't know what belonging, but to show these processes also to in other national fields, so that it is a language, and art is always a language which is connecting us. Yeah, and I think that is, you did a wonderful job. Yes, I mean that is part of the project, which will last until June next year, so that we will bring at the end the different artworks together and to show it in a large exhibition in Vienna, and then it is our dear hope that we can also migrate with the exhibition. So hopefully we can show it then in those places where we did the other workshops. So that we have a place in Hamburg, that we can show it in Paris, so that it is then a kind of a connection and a huge collection which finds its own ways. So we are producing for each workshop a brochure to depict the process of the workshop, but also the outcomes. And in the end, there will be it will be put together in a form of a catalogue. But what we are also planning, and we have to do for the funding institution, we are like to do it, of course, to have scientific articles and scientific publications from all the workshops, and also the contribution of this project to this new approach of arts-based research.